Virgo Eclipse 2026, what it means for your sign. Have you ever felt like the universe was trying to tell you something? Like a whisper you couldn't quite hear. That's how it started for me, right before the big Virgo eclipse of 2026. My name is Alara, and I run a small bookstore, the kind with creaky floors and the smell of old paper. My life was organized. Predictable. Every book had its place. I thought I had my life in its place too. Then a package arrived. No return address. Inside, just a single, tarnished silver key and a note with one sentence. It opens what was meant to be closed. I laughed it off as a prank, but that night the dream started. A locked wooden door, standing alone in a field of wild flowers. And I knew, deep down, that key in my drawer belonged to that door. Days turned into a week, and the dream became more intense. I started seeing that door everywhere in the reflection of my shop window, in the steam from my coffee cup. I was a Virgo. I didn't believe in cosmic nonsense. I believed in spreadsheets and inventory lists. But my carefully built world was starting to fray at the edges. One afternoon, my oldest friend, Leo, a fiery artist who reads tarot cards like the morning news, came into the shop. He took one look at me and said, "You look like you've seen a ghost." I showed him the key. His eyes widened. Alara, the Virgo eclipse is in 3 days. It's a time of reckoning, of closing old chapters to start new ones. This key, it's not a coincidence. He was right. I was terrified. What was behind that door? What part of my life was meant to be closed? The night of the eclipse, I couldn't stand it anymore. I grabbed the key, got in my car, and just drove, with no destination in mind. I let my intuition guide me, something I hadn't done in years. I ended up at the old community garden on the edge of town, a place I hadn't visited since I was a child. And there it was. Not a door, but a small, weather-beaten chest tucked away beneath a sprawling oak tree. It was the same chest my grandmother used to keep her gardening tools in. My hands trembled as I put the key in the lock. It clicked open. Inside, there wasn't gold or old secrets. There was just a collection of my own childhood drawings, crayon sketches of fantastical worlds and brave adventurers. And underneath them all, a letter from my grandmother, written just before she passed away. It read, "My dearest Alara, never let the world make you forget the girl who drew these pictures. The one who believed in magic before she learned about logic. Your greatest adventure isn't in some faraway land, it's in remembering her." Tears streamed down my face as I looked up at the eclipse moon. I hadn't been organizing my life, I'd been locking it down. I'd closed the door on the spontaneous, creative part of myself because I was afraid of making a mess, of not being perfect. The eclipse wasn't about closing a chapter one knew, it was about reopening one I had forgotten. The next day, I cleared a space in my bookstore. I put up my old drawings. I set up an easel. It was time to start a new section, not for books, but for a life that was a little less organized and a lot more me. So what does the Virgo eclipse mean for your sign? Maybe it's not about what the stars have planned for you. Maybe it's about a key you already hold, to a part of yourself you've locked away. Maybe it's time to go find that door. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow for more stories from the universe.